So we decided to begin our journey in pretty much the only way we should, by starting off our gym journey. As we headed west from town, we of course got a call from Nimona. Who else would it be calling us as we were on our way to the gym? Cortondo was the location of the first of our 8 gyms, home to some really nasty bug type Pokemon. As we set out on our beautiful adventure, we had some things happen. Some good things happen. It all started with Biscuit Maker evolving after a battle with a wild Lechonk. Biscuit Maker evolved from Sprigatito into Floragato. And this was a good sign. And as we made our way up to the Pokemon Center, we saw some lights in the sky, and we wanted to check those out. So as we reached them, we realized they were these Terra dens that we had heard about in school. These Terra dens hold different Pokemon of different types, and our first chance at encountering one was a fighting type Swablu. Swablu, normally a normal and flying type. This one was fighting, and it definitely put up a challenge. But thanks to our friends, we were able to defeat it. Our first Terra raid was a success, and we ended up adding Swablu to the team. Well, not to the team, but just to the box, but part of our journey nonetheless. We received something from that raid, XP candy, which ended up being something we needed, as we could further power up our team even when they're not participating in battles. And we used these XP candies to kind of balance ourselves out, which I knew we were going to need, but I didn't know we were going to balance ourselves out enough to have yet another evolution on the team. That's right, Fletchling has become Fletchinder now. Now we have a fire type on the team. And while we came across a Pikachu, finally found a Pikachu, we also came across another raid that didn't quite go as well. And this was setting us up for quite a day before we battled the gym, as things just never went our way. We found a Vespiquen, which I thought was crazy. And it was crazy because this thing was way overpowered compared to us. And we also ran into something different. Another one of these lights that was shining led us to a Terra Pokemon outside of a Terra den. We found a wild Terra-stylized Diglett, which stood no match, and just like Swablu, joined our party. Before we began our journey on even further, we had to battle a trainer that I had heard about, Angel. People talked about Angel as if he were a bit of a monster, and I didn't understand it at first. We quickly did away with his Psyduck and his Mastiff, but then I learned what it was that he had. A Terra-stylizing Mudbray, but not just any Mudbray. A Mudbray with a special ability that made it very difficult to battle. So with Mudbray's defense constantly increasing each hit, we had to play the long game. Thankfully we burned it right off the bat, but we had to keep chipping away little by little by little. But thanks to our flying type Fletchinder, we didn't have to worry about any ground attacks, so we could just make do with taking some double kicks, and then finally we put that Mudbray away for good. It was scary, but it was not as bad as people tried to make it out to be. So after we defeated Angel, I felt pretty good about our chances here in Cortondo. So after healing our team, as one should always do in a new city, we made our way to the Cortondo gym. Now the gym challenges here were not what I had heard about from other regions. You actually had to do something here. And Nimona was gracious enough to explain to us what these different challenges really were. Each one is different. So it wasn't just a typical battle trainers make your way to the gym leader, you had to actually do something. So after being registered, we were informed we had to take on an olive roll. Sound very Pokemon Master-esque. Rolling an olive-shaped ball into a goal, it just doesn't sound right. So as we head north out of town, we added yet another member to our team, the adorable Fido. We had a fairy type now on the team. We were really beginning to round out our party, making sure we had all of our bases covered, and we finally made it to the olive roll field. And I was quickly going to learn that this was exactly what it sounded like. Push a ball through a course, over some bumps, into a goal at the other end of the field. This didn't sound like anything you would expect from a gym. We quickly found out this was not what I was expecting. The ball didn't just roll. The ball was literally shaped like an olive, which meant it was going to bump and bounce all around. But this still confused me. There's nothing Pokemon-like about this. And even though I was able to somehow bump it over, I saw a trainer standing here. Open up a shortcut. If only I had realized that before I pushed the ball over. This was not going to be a pushover. I thought I was ready. I was grossly underestimating this party. Fletchinder went down. Biscuit Maker went down. Palmy went down. We were seeing our team drop like flies. Fletchinder again. Fido. Biscuit Maker. She made such quick work of our team before Fletchinder finally took her down. And of course I was out of revives at this point, but a new path had opened. But that didn't matter. As we were already going towards the second trainer, and we saw the goal behind him. Our goal was within reach. However, I was not feeling confident because of what happened last time. We made quick work of his Larvesta, but then our team began to drop like flies. And even though we took out his Relor next, our team could do nothing. Eevee fainted. Fido fainted. Palmy fainted. And finally, Ralts fainted. And we suffered our first full defeat. We were humbled. We actually had to give up money. But thankfully, We had another shot. We went to the Pokemon Center. We got healed. And we were back. And this time, we were going to play it smart. Because you see, I decided before this, we're not battling anybody else. We've already been made to look like a fool once. We're not going to do that again. We are just going to take the ball. We're going to test out this shortcut that we learned about. But we're just going to go. We're not battling anybody. We're not dealing with another humiliation. I wanted my spirits to kind of be high when I took on the gym leader. So I made my way through the course, and this was much easier than trying to battle a much stronger opponent. We did it. We completed the Cortondo Gym challenge. We passed it, and we were ready to face the gym leader. We also helped the town potentially secure a good future for their olive harvest. But I wasn't ready. I defeated a Dark-type Bounsweet in another raid. We added that cute little radish thing to the team. But that's not the reason why we were here doing this raid. I just needed to get stronger. If I couldn't beat those gym trainers, there's no way that I'm going to beat the gym leader. So I knew I was going to be coming out here, getting some more candies, and we were also going to be getting a new friend. Our friend Ralt has evolved now to a Curlia. We were starting to get a team behind us. Palmy followed suit and evolved into now the electric and fighting type Palmo. And as we defeated another Terra raid, this time a ghost type Snome, which, yes, was added to the team, I felt ready. This was my moment. I've been able to best these challenges. I've beaten trainers. We defeated Angel. We were the ones that beat the legendary Angel. We could do this. So after powering up my team, I made my way back to the gym, and I told the man at the counter, this is it. We are ready to do this thing. So off we went to take on Katie, who just so happened to be a business owner in town. The local bakery owner was also the gym leader. I guess gym leaders needed to do a little bit more to supplement their incomes. And so we began our gym journey with a pretty hard-fought battle. You see, even though they're bug types, they're not pushovers. And we were going to learn that really quickly here with Katie. Katie started this thing off pretty strong with our nemesis Spidops. However, this time our Fletchender was stronger and full power, and we were able to make short work of it. Next up was Masquerain, which gave us quite the challenge. Our Fletchinder may have fainted, but Palmo took advantage of the flying type of Masquerain and took it down. And while we lost Palmo next, along with Fido, Lockix stood no chance against our newly revived Fletchinder. And here we were onto the Ace, a normal type. However, I knew what was coming thanks to battling Nemona, and I knew that this was going to be a bug terrestrialization, so we prepared Fletchinder for battle. And while Katie made quite the show, and her little Teddy Ursa became very powerful now, it wasn't going to be enough. With a single acrobatics, Fletchinder took down Teddy Ursa, and we had our very first gym badge in hand. And with that, our journey has officially started. Our team is looking pretty good, but this is not the journey that I had thought it would be. This was difficult, this was challenging, we were getting humbled, and I knew we were going to need to stop at some of these new Terra dens that we were discovering. Whether we found new friends or got more powerful, simply, we needed more. We were not going to be able to make do with what we had. We needed a little more firepower. And after a check-in from Nemona, we rested because we deserved it. And we figured next maybe we should go check on our friend Arvin.